It's the duo that you love the most, covering events from coast to coast. That podcast is all about the fun with your hosts, LPiddy and Jon Jon. Chirping about gossip like chickadees. Turn up the cast and enjoy the tea. The podcast with the beauty and the brawn. One's a gay turkey and the other is a black swan. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. Live from the Jon Jon and Company studio in Denver, Colorado, it's That Podcast. And now, here are your hosts, LPiddy and Jon Jon.
Hey, what? I'm Jon Jon.
I'm LPiddy.
And we're hashtag That Podcast.
We're working through technical issues. Just bear with us, y'all.
Just bear with us, folks. And the audience still is going ham, LPiddy.
Yes.
Frankly.
Go ham. Go ham.
Go ham.
Eggs and ham.
Amen. You know, while we're on the ham subject, before we get into the show, Miss
Yes.
Thing, what is your favorite meat to eat?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
That's nice. Red meat.
A nice red meat. Just any meat that's red.
Red meat. No, beef. It's what's for dinner.
Beef.
Yes.
It is what's for dinner. It's true. So do you have? If I were to go, I think I would go down the beef wagon as well, or I would jump upon it.
Yes.
Jump upon.
Up upon it, on top of
Jump
it.
upon it. Yes, I would jump upon that beef barn, or beef. Anyway, I digress. But I like steak a lot, I must tell you.
Yes.
And I recently had. I guess this isn't beef, but it's a bison steak.
Okay.
It's bison, I think, is like a buffalo.
Yes.
Very delicious. Very delicious food. Well, I don't have a great. Yeah, I don't know why that's funny either. But I don't have a great segue into this next one. But it's time for shout outs.
Sorry, I'm just getting confirmation from a future guest of ours. So we got some things in the works. But let's get into some shout outs. Let me get to my notes again, because I was just sitting here texting my ass off. All right. First up, I promised these guys I would give him shout outs, and I'm pretty sure I got their permission. So David and Mike, hi. Hi guys. Thanks for listening.
Hello, just the very generic names. No, what are their names again one more time?
David and Mike.
David and Mike. You know what threw me off? You did it backwards. I was like, well, you didn't do it backwards, but you said Mike and David is where I thought. And you said David and Mike. I'm like, uh-oh. It's like, girl, if you called Mike and Ike's.
I got Mike and David instead of David and Mike. So I wrote my notes different than here. That's what it happened.
Oh, see, that's what had happened was. It's like if you wouldn't call. What had happened is Mike and David is a shout out. Hello, Mike and David.
Exactly.
Hi, y'all. Well, thank you guys for listening. Yes, I have a shout out, and that is for the one and only Miss Debbie Shear. And Debbie, of course, was my co-host for the Pride broadcast last year. And I may have shared with some of you, but I will be co-hosting once again the parade broadcast again this year. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting. We're going to be, I believe, on Channel 7, and Debbie and I will be hosting the entire 3-hour parade, and you can catch us on your local listings, if you will.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I went a whole recording. I might be able to get it down here.
I'm sorry. You want a whole recording?
A whole ass recording.
My whole ass recording? Okay, I only sent that to my boyfriend. My whole ass. Yeah, and I love that you would call it a whole ass.
Yeah.
It's not just an ass, it's a whole ass. It's a hole upon the ass. Oh Lord, we're a mess. That was a shout out. Miss Girl, we had so much fun on episode 68. We talked about a myriad of things. We talked about our shows, how we was vaccinated, our fur babies. Girl, remember the Mad Libs game?
Oh my gosh. I gotta try more low penis. Like a little D.
Like a little tea. I love Mad Libs just for that game. And Mad Libs be liking our shit. It's like, thank you, official Mad Libs company. We love
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much.
The other thing we talked about was this Easter Island thing. And I honestly thought like yellow cake, Chester drawers, that I would be in the majority here of people not knowing what Easter Island was. And of course, that's that island made of what? Heads of heads. I was gonna say headstones, but that makes it sound like a graveyard.
Um, I just know there is an Easter Island. That's yes.
Yeah, on this Easter Island are these kind of mysterious stone heads that are
Yeah.
all over the island, and people are like, don't know what it is. But anyway, we took a Twitter poll, which of course you can do on our Twitter, which is at @that_podcast, and of course you can get engaged all over social media at #thatpodcast. But we asked the Twitter poll, have you, Miss Girl, heard of Easter Island? And we had a whopping 69% say yay. Wow, and unfortunately, we had 31% say nay.
I
The
just
sound effects came a little early.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know what that last noise was, but look, 69%. This is episode 69. Like, it was just in the stars, you know.
Do 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 do. That is a callback from, of course, one of our earlier episodes.
Yes.
But yeah, Miss Girl, I was surprised by that. I was obviously you aren't because you had heard of it. And the other thing, we were talking about a little bit of confusion. We were like, Garrett, we don't know where these rabbits and eggs come from.
Yeah.
And girl, I found this meme that hopefully it's accurate because I'm using it as fact in this podcast.
Please,
but
how about that? Because
that's it. So
it's like 5 minutes ago, okay?
Exactly. But apparently, Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. Her symbols, like the egg and bunny, were and still are fertility and sex symbols. Or did you actually think eggs and bunnies had anything to do with the resurrection? Thank you, Sleepy Jesus. After Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, Easter was changed to represent Jesus. But at its root, Easter is all about celebrating fertility and sex.
So we're running around just hiding these eggs like, look at these fertility eggs. Oh, look.
Exactly. Exactly. Isn't that crazy? It's like and I love that this showed up and went viral because we were like, where do these eggs and bunnies come from? Apparently.
Oh my God. Lovely. Love that.
Lovely. Well, I thought that meme was excellent.
Indeed. We're going to keep moving on.
Yes. Everybody loves a good egg pun, frankly.
Yes.
Okay. But Miss Thing, let's get right into the topic of the day.
Yes. Yes, we should do that.
Yes, we should. Miss Thing,
yes.
Okay, so you're drinking. So I got to ask you. So LPiddy is actually just picking up her water bottle.
Yes.
And girl, do you got a Yeti sticker up on your Nalgene?
Yes, I do. I have a Yeti sticker on my Nalgene bottle.
You're hold up, Miss Girl. What you just called it a what bottle?
I don't know what I'm saying wrong. Nalgene.
Nalgene bottle. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying it right, frankly. Okay, so this might actually be the next Twitter poll.
Yeah.
Is it pronounced Nalgene bottle, or is it pronounced? What did you say? What atrocity did you say? Nalgene? Nalgene?
I don't know what I'm saying wrong. Apparently, I say error wrong too, but it's Nalgene.
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 I don't know how I'm saying it.
No, that's what you just said. Sounds like something a doctor would subscribe, or no, excuse me, prescribe. It's like, girl, we need to give you the Nalgene for the. Girl, I think it's Nalgene, but who knows? Maybe I'm just saying it like very, very Turkish.
Yeah, we are going to definitely take a poll on this because I have no idea. I don't
Nalgene
know.
or Nalgene.
Nalgene.
And it's spelled. Is it Nalgene?
Nalgene.
Work. Fourth grade spelling bee champion.
Now spelled made in the USA.
America. Order sub. And
Anyways,
speaking of America,
Mar-
today's topic
yes.
is all about the things that we did not learn in our American school. And we have to clarify that because we do have international listeners all over the world
Yes.
in a many different country.
Let
Just
me
one.
drink.
Drink out of your Nalgene bottle. Have your
Damn it.
water out of a Nalgene. A Nalgene. I am really just appalled by this word. I feel like calling someone right now. It's like Nalgene. Who is Nalgene?
No.
Do you feel like you could phone a friend who would agree with the way you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Nalgene. That sounds like Nalgene. I
I
don't know where you're getting that because how would you spell Nalgene?
don't
Don't
know.
look at your water bottle. You're like, no. Oh, Miss Girl, I can't wait to see these results.
Yeah, because we got to figure out how to like use accents and stuff like that. Because I don't know how to use those because I went to
Girl,
America.
that's true. Girl, that's true. And the American school did not teach me how to use the apostrophe over the A or the dash over the E.
I have an
Or
accent in my name.
Oh,
I
for
think
real?
Yeah, like it's the last E, and it just like that.
or the arrows that are kind of like either down arrows, side arrows, up arrows that like kind of go above the like little half triangle.
The carrot? The what?
This thing. I'm making a tent with my hands right now.
Like this?
Nope,
Is it like
take away your thumbs. No, that's the Illuminati. Okay, that's the Illuminati. This is simple shapeatry. On she
Join
says
us.
this, and I'm like, no, that's not it. Just kidding. I mean, Illuminati. Listen, I think Lori and I would be open if you're interested.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing else to do.
Girl, we know about Ishtar. We're like really tuned in now.
Yeah, like we're totally in.
We'll bring our Nalgins.
Bottle. Now,
I don't think I can give the Nalgin up. LPiddy, I have never heard this word. I love the way. I just love the way you pronounce some things. Nalgene. It sounds better than Nalgene, I think. The best part, LPiddy, is I literally might be totally schooled. Like almost all of the polls where I say it incorrectly. Like, turns out everyone knew what the fuck white cake was. Okay, turns out everyone knew Easter
Yellow
Island. White cake, yellow cake, blue cake. Shit.
don't search that
Don't
one.
eat.
I feel
Don't
like
eat that.
yeah, don't do that.
Girl, but I think we discovered there was also a white cake, which blew my mind.
Yeah, there's white cake and then also
White,
there's red.
yellow cake. See, I know Red Velvet because there's that song, Red Velvet. No, I don't think that's the song actually.
No.
I think it's Black Velvet, but Red Velvet is what plays through my mind because I am a hungry bitch.
Red velvet, cream cheese frosting.
Red Velvet. Oh.
Now getting over a cold, so that's always fun. So you're gonna hear me coughing in your ear again. La, la, la.
Yes. Today's guest is actually Lori's phlegm.
Yeah.
That is anything else you have to say, phlegm?
That's it.
That's it. But Miss Girl. Now we have been kind of segueing into this like the last few minutes.
A lot happened. Sleepy Jesus came up.
A lot.
You know.
Girl, which speaking of, shout out, I do have to give one more shout out to, that's right, to Sleepy Jesus. I thought that was going to get a bigger reaction. I said, okay, but we won't use that callback. That's no problem.
Jesus, it's coming near you.
That's right, Sleepy J. Okay, so
That would probably get us canceled. Maybe.
what?
Sleepy
Sleepy
Jesus.
J?
Yeah. Sleepy J.
Sleepy J, DJ Khaled.
What's up, son?
Hola.
Goodness
I would
gracious.
love it.
Mhm.
Now, how cool would it be if like DJ Khaled was your substitute teacher?
We're going to ask you some questions. Hugh, answer. It's multiple choice. Another one.
Another one. We're gonna have a pop quiz today. Another one?
Another one.
Another
That
one.
answers. It's time for your final exams. Oh, another one. He's Italian.
We the best social studies class. They go crazy. But speaking of school, there is so much in school that we did not learn as little children attending the schoolery.
Little children.
That's right. When I went to Academy Public School, girl, Academy makes it sound so nice.
Right.
Or I love how Europeans say it. When I went to uni,
Right.
that's university.
Yeah.
No, I do. There's so much that is taught in school, but not much that's applicable in our real lives.
Right. Like, I get that we're learning for like careers and stuff like that, but like, how the hell am I supposed to learn how to do my taxes while I'm in college?
Girl,
My dad.
and how you, amen. And how are you supposed to know what career you're trying to get when you're in high school or even in middle school? I
Right.
said I had no idea.
So
But you're right. No one teaches you. You're right. You're so rude. But they don't teach you nothing about taxes.
right. Like, I would love, like, if home ec classes, if it teaches you to cook, which is great, why can't it teach you taxes, stocks, retirement? I mean, I know how to make chocolate chip cookies. I would make some
Girl,
right now, the chips, but I don't.
but girl, tea about home ec. I mean, shout out to Miss Hatch. Okay, if you're
Mhm.
still out there, Miss Girl, who's listening to the podcast. But Miss Hatch taught me how to sew a button, so I will give that to her. Shout out to you, girl. But I learned some like weird things in home ec, like sewing a button. I thought was beneficial. I never liked the cooking part, which has really translated well into my adult life. But but I didn't really love it. But we learned things, and I was really confused. I'm like, why are we in the kitchen classroom sewing buttons? But I didn't ask questions because it was. I do think that's like the most applicable thing I learned in high school.
The only thing we learned was cooking, but I learned sewing through my dad.
Say what? Sewing and taxes?
Yeah. Super dad.
So when you say sew, like a button or like, because girl, you've made shit like fucking pencil cases, which I'm like, how does she do to eat?
Which is falling apart. So I didn't do the best job. But
I was gonna say, but bust out that sewing machine.
The sewing machine is actually out right now. I actually need to finish editing a video. So yeah.
So tell us about it.
You're sewing it because I was making my own workout shirts. Not all of them worked. Some of the designs I picked out did not work. So
okay, whoa, hold on. Take it a step back. You were making your own workout shirts?
Yes. So I was taking this was actually going to be one of them. So I might still cut it just to make sleeveless, because when I'm working out, I just work out in t-shirts anyway. And if I want a crop top, let me just make one real quick. I'm working out. What does it matter? But I want to make sure it definitely covers my boobs. So
you could do that thing where you kind of show the bottom of them. You know, that's a look.
Exactly. But I don't want the whole crop top to be right here. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
It's close.
I think this is going to sound stupid, but I do think the best way to know if a clothing article fits you in the way that you want it is to do the entire YMCA dance. If you can do it and you are comfortable, you may buy that outfit. But see, that's always if it rides up or nope. But if I can do the YMCA.
C-A. Probably Y and A. So if you just did yeah, you would be good.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you're driving, if you're reading, drop your hands and put your hands in the air. Yeah, yeah. So what we're doing is
Yeah.
just the Y, the Y and the A of
Our new
YMCA.
celebration song.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. We are going to be a hit in Germany.
Yeah. We love you.
Or Spanish laughter.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Is that, what? I think it's ha ha ha. It's still pronounced with the
Ain't
J.
that the truth?
Wait a minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's still like ha ha ha, but just the J.
It
I'm
just
pretty sure.
spelled, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Just
still yeah, yeah, yeah. No, ha ha ha.
ha ha
But I
ha.
feel like it's more like yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, because they're just fancier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, not like that. Not like that at all.
Maybe. But also think about it. None of us really ha ha.
Yeah.
Right? Which brings me to, actually, this is not a point, but I have talked about this in the past. Publicly on podcasts, publicly on social media. Oop, enjoy your Nalgene. She's just taking a sip there of her Nalgene bottle. I cannot do the ROFL anymore. This rolling on floor laughing acronym. I must tell you, LPiddy, I cannot do it. I have never one time in my life, okay, let me take it back. One time in my life, I've seen someone rolling on floor and
It was,
laughing.
yeah, like
And it was you.
Yeah, it was literally me. So, but yeah, yeah.
But for the most part, we're just sitting here laughing, which brings me to the most perfect acronym. SHL, folks. SHL. Sitting here laughing. Because you're not laughing out loud, you aren't rolling on the floor, and you're certainly not laughing your ass off. Well, I've been trying that for years, and I got a big ass.
Fortunately, it worked for me. So,
You're like, I was a success story with the laugh my ass off diet.
so now
But it doesn't.
laugh your fucking ass off. So, yeah.
That's right. My SHL dieting plan is not nearly as fun, but I think SHL is much more because it's usually you're not like cackling. It's usually like I'm sitting here laughing, and it's and it's there's an apostrophe after sitting here and then laughing. So it's sitting here laughing.
Sitting here laughing. Sounds like kind of a fun show too, like a variety show. All of a sudden, I don't know. It just came to me.
Hi guys, welcome to Sitting Here Laughing.
I don't know what.
It was supposed to be laughter. I always forget the laughter sound effect just sounds horrendous. Here, let's listen to the.
Yes.
It gets there, but it's a real slow start. This one, remember this one back in the day.
I can't hear it. Yeah.
She said, "Wah."
I heard,
That was basically it.
okay. Yeah, we probably need to get some new batteries. Probably what it is. We got a lot of things that need some batteries over there.
Sensitive subject, LPiddy. Sensitive subject.
It's his mouse and his keyboard. Can you imagine? How embarrassing.
It is very embarrassing. I am very embarrassed by the actions of my mouse and keyboard. They died on me, folks.
Yeah.
And then, but here's what's strange. We were talking about this, and I hate to go on this tangent, but both of them died, and both of them had two different sets of batteries from different brands. Riddle me this. How?
You have the same batteries?
Just how?
Yeah, they're not any ultra performance batteries.
No, they're Amazon, and the other one I think was from my oxygen tank. No, I'm just kidding.
God.
You're like, excuse me, girl. If my oxygen tank, I don't have an oxygen tank. Let me first start there. But if it took two AAA batteries, I would be concerned about its power.
Absolutely.
But this is a wonderful company called Sunbeam, folks. I have Sunbeam AAA batteries, and then we have the wonderful world of Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon bought them out, and they're all the same, and they just slap a different label on each one. Ooh, this one's gonna be Amazon brand.
Wow, this one is actually really topical considering this is a professional medical battery, Metcel alkaline.
What?
Isn't that something? So I must have pulled. Oh, you know where I probably pulled this out of my blood pressure monitor.
Oh my god.
I say, girl, this remote needs some batteries.
My heart.
I know my blood pressure is high. I'm like, that's a given. So I don't know why I'm. I'm like, am I living? Then it's high. Oh Lord. The professional term is called hypertension, folks.
Yes.
Orders up.
Anyways, the thing they were talking about is taxes and how we don't know how to do them. So,
See, and I got to think. I'm trying to remember when the first time I did taxes. Like, I feel like it was because I feel like I've had a job forever, so I feel like I did do my taxes young. No, probably when I was 18, when my parents decided they can't make no money off of me being their dependent.
ooh, ooh,
Ooh, you got him, girl. You got.
tell them. Ooh,
All I'm
tell
spitting
them.
is just facts. It's like, yeah, you were a dependent because they raised you.
Yeah,
Accurate statement, I guess.
I guess.
And then the other thing, speaking on the taxes front, Miss Thing, is the stocks in retirement.
Yes. Oh my
Nobody
God.
talks about this shit.
Yeah.
I have this very lofty goal. I really would love to have the choice to retire by 45, right? Well, whatever that means. But having money is probably the most important part of that. But we don't learn a lot about that, right? I will say we learned a little bit about the stock market we did this thing in high school called the stock market game.
Really? I don't.
Yes, girl. And
I
bitch, I
don't
killed it because I bought Chipotle stock. And I did pretty darn good on that. It was all fake stock market and things like that. But that was really fun. But they don't really teach you about any sort of the stock, really how to buy stocks, how to even invest stocks.
Yeah.
And frankly, we don't even talk about anything in our schooling about retirement, right? Like, how do you get to retirement? And I know that's crazy to think about in high school. But for a lot of people, that might be the end of their education, right?
Exactly.
So if we're not teaching it there or even in college, no one is learning this stuff. And so no one is investing like the rich who are continuously making money, right? And then a perfect example of this is, right, there are people who have so much money in savings or the stock market that the interest or the dividends pay them every year and the money stays there. So they live off of this interest. They live off of these dividends because it's so much money. But if we learned this at a young age, we could have that kind of money invested,
Exactly.
right? And so I am a big proponent. I am by no means an expert in this field, but I love teaching people about the stock market and crypto because I think it's how you kind of get short-term gains and then retirement, right? But I don't remember ever having a retirement and being so confused by 401k. I say,
Well,
who?
I think my first retirement plan was when we worked together at our original job. I'm not gonna tell all of our business everywhere, but
No, you can follow us on LinkedIn for that information.
yeah. We're not gonna mention no names, okay?
No, but so true story, LPiddy. So a lot of people don't know this. LPiddy and I were basically receptionists at one point, or as we like to call each other, receptionistas, because we were very good at it. And they had a much more elevated title of this. But we worked together for a while. And it's crazy to think that we worked together, 13 years ago now? No, 14 years ago? Oh my goodness.
God, that's weird.
Yeah, 07, 08, right?
No. 10.
Maybe it was 2009. That would be 12 years. 2010, yeah, 11 years. Holy moly, guacamole.
Yeah. Because you left before I did, then I left, and then I went to a new job, and then the company was becoming broke, so they fired me. That was the only job I was fired from, which the only reason why I'm mad is because I was planning on quitting the day before, but I didn't, and I wish I would have. So, salty about that, but they're probably not in business anymore. It's fine. And
right, and think about that. They don't even teach you none of that in school either, about how to quit a job. But it's true. It's like there's etiquette to how to quit a job, but it's like, who learns that?
Yeah, exactly. Like I actually personally just had some resignations under my team, and I had one person who was like, "This is really weird to do this, but," and I'm like, "It's okay. It doesn't need to be weird. I still support you." Like, so what? It doesn't need to be weird to quit a job. I know it's anxiety ridden, but I do want to touch on retirement. For those of you young kids, 18, start your retirement now. Like
Those young 18-year-old kids.
those young ass 18. Start one now if you well no nobody under 18 better be listening to this. Y'all go to bed.
Yeah,
Once
for
you
real. And if you're under 18, how did you find this podcast? And please rate
yeah
us 5 stars. Thank you.
yes, and then there's some sort of like savings or investment for you or retirement just to get you started, and you could be ahead of the game other than your friends who are out running around partying dancing without no retirement plans. You could be partying dancing with a retirement plan and be like, I am secure for life.
Ain't that the truth? No, it's so true. And you regret it too later. You're like, God, the amount of money we spent on going out, being
Right,
young. And listen, you should still do that.
right.
But if you can save just a teensy weensy bit, like a 1%, like a 3% of your salary, just tuck it away, you will be a millionaire by the time you retire. Literally a
Yeah,
millionaire by the time you retire.
exactly. So
Miss.
whenever I'm offered any investment deals, I take it. Like if I have to close my account, like I roll, what is it? You roll your 401k into like a Roth or an
Roth
IRA.
IRA? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I did that. So I have that with another investment company, and then I still have my 401k with my current company. So that's just I just automatically sign up for it, tell them how much, and then if your company matches, that's also good too for you. So look for companies that do that. It's pretty nice. Um, but yeah, super fun.
No, it
Yeah.
is, and you nailed it. There's so many companies now, and this is a pretty educational podcast, despite our shit show of a beginning. But it's true. There's so many benefits to
Yes.
having a company that invests with you, right? And Lori hit on it. If you say, for example, invest 3% of your salary, the
Yeah.
company will match it with another 3%. So you're actually getting 6% into that retirement
Yeah.
every single paycheck. And it just keeps growing. I've heard of companies matching up to 5, 10% in some cases, and so just look for that. But again, even if they're not vesting in you, or even if they don't even have a retirement fund, open up a private one,
Yep.
put in 1%, and just let it grow, because you will be astonished by the growth. Which actually leads into a really beautiful segue about growth. Um,
We need to.
LPD and I invested in cryptocurrency.
Mhm.
So I will be probably a huge advocate for that. But LPD, now you bought Dogecoin and some
Mhm.
Bitcoin storage. So tell us a little bit about your background, about where it came from and kind of where you're at with it. You don't have to disclose into how much or anything like that, but kind of walk us through what you have.
So I am gonna go into at least the Bitcoin part because so there was one
A little
time,
bit,
yeah, a little bit of backstory.
a little
There was one
Bitcoin,
a little Bitcoin,
a
a
little
little
Bitcoin backstory.
it's like this big. Anyways, Meg the Stallion, the rapper, yeah, the famous one.
Yes, the Meg the Stallion.
Stallion, yes.
If you're
So
listening,
she,
girl, hey.
yes, hey, come on the podcast, let's be friends. She was saying like, hey, leave your Cash App below. I'll give you some Bitcoin. I'm like, cool. You know what? I always do it just because I'm like, what if one day one of my favorite celebrities like gives me something like, I don't need it, but hey, why not? And I'm like, screw it, let me put my name in. And she sent it to me.
Say
I
what?
yeah, I think it was
I
around the
died,
time.
girl.
Yeah, I think it was around the time I got Cupcake, to be honest, because I think it was like right outside, and I was just like, oh shit. So
Meg the Stallion.
yes,
The
exactly. So
verified account.
yes, and I think she was trying to give like at least $10 worth of Bitcoin or a certain amount. So I think I started off with 924. So while we're doing this, I'm actually going to pull this up because my phone is apparently dying. Okay, so how do I see my transactions? Okay.
Just double click it.
Boop.
Boom, but just double tap. Just double
So
tap.
he gave me 43,210 stats. So 4321. Let me see what that transferred to. That was at the time $9.93.
Okay.
So now that I'm looking at it now, today my Bitcoin is at $27.21. So
That is
yes,
insane. So
yeah,
$10 flipped.
to almost 30.
Wow. That is wild, this thing. Now, Bitcoin is one of these things that had a huge following, right?
Mhm.
And I remember, I was watching videos of people losing their minds selling Bitcoin. And true story, the place where you and I worked, I was actually offered 2,500 Bitcoin for $1.
Really?
And I declined because why would I do that? I'm like, you're selling me funny money. Why are you selling me 2,500 fakies for $1?
Yeah, right.
And now, just to give you an idea, that 2,500, I'm just doing the math here, times the current value of Bitcoin today would be $157 million. Okay? That was $1, folks. Now, today's value, I'm looking at the very current value of Bitcoin. For one share of Bitcoin, so one Bitcoin is $63,000. There was a time in which you could buy thousands of them for less than $1. There was a time even that it hit $100. And there's actually some really cool videos online of people like selling when it hit 100 because it's so insane.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of really sad stories of people basically locking their digital wallet, unable to access their Bitcoin, millions of dollars that they can't access because it's not protected other than a password that you may have forgotten.
Yeah.
So to your point, LPiddy, that jumped tremendously. I was investing very little amount of money. And when I say a little bit of money, it was my own money. It was about $200. And excuse me, about $100, which is now about 200. But it was the average cost of a Bitcoin, literally less than a year ago, was $36,000. And it's now jumps to 63,176. So again, that's a gigantic jump. And there's been a lot of other cryptocurrency. NFTs have been making a big hit online.
Look right now, because we've been waiting for this moment.
That's right. So Dogecoin is another one of these really hot ticket items. And, frankly, I had gotten it a while back for a very good deal. So I bought a couple $100 worth. And that 100 is very nice now. But LPiddy, why don't you go ahead and open up your application? Because a while ago you did invest in Dogecoin.
Yes, I did.
And kind of live react to us here with what it's at today.
I was stalling. I was like getting rid of my cards. Okay. Oh. No. Wow.
So Dogecoin hit an all-time high today, which it's currently sitting at 27 cents.
Yeah.
Less than a year ago, in November, these shares were 0.002 cents. So not even 1 penny. I remember, hey, Ryan, if you're listening, I remember when me and my good Judy Ryan saw it hit a penny and lost our cookies. Then it hit 10 cents.
Yeah.
Then it hit 15, 20, and it is now sitting at 27 cents.
That is crazy. Live right now, I'm going to try to get one more as we're doing this.
She is trying to buy one more. And that's the great thing, guys, is especially with this Dogecoin too, it's like you can be an investor for a pretty low amount of money because we're talking big growth here at 26 cents. But 26 cents is still pennies on the dollar.
So it says I have to buy it in tens. So I need to add to my thing so I can get more. So, but holy crap.
It really just exploded today. Oh. And I think actually you are not seeing it at its highest. If I'm not mistaken, we were knocking on the door of 30 cents.
Yeah. That is wild. Okay.
Yeah, so it did hit a high today of 31 cents.
That is crazy.
So just think about this. Even if it hits $1, so I'll give you an example. If you have 1,000 shares of this, which is pretty easy to do, right? And it hits $1, you make, let's be honest, you just make, what is that, 1,000?
Yeah. Yeah.
$1,000 right then and there.
Right.
Now you hit 10,000. You've made 10,000. Or excuse me, you hit 10 and you hit $10,000 and you add zeros accordingly. But what's really strange is
math. You add zeros accordingly.
You add zeros accordingly. That's sort of, guys, that's math.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Come through.
come through mathematics. And so ironically, I did sell about 14,000 of my Dogecoin on April 12th
Uh-huh.
for 7 cents.
Oh.
So it was a bit of a sting, but again, because I still have so much vested in it, I certainly don't want it to go down, right? I want it to continue growing.
Right.
Yeah, but it's pretty wild. And for me, I will share this because it is a dream of mine. There is a dollar amount that if it hits, I will become a millionaire instantly,
I'm
which is
just
just insane to think about. Because again, I bought this for pennies on the dollar. And
right.
again, I just kept replaying. And the reason I kept investing was I kept replaying this Bitcoin thing from years ago to think that it could be, I've never calculated the total, but $157 million. It's a lot of money for a buck.
I mean,
And
and I'm
again,
just
if you
thinking
can
back
take
to
that small risk.
you're just thinking back to Bitcoin. You got
hmm
you,
And the fact that one Bitcoin sells, and I don't think Doge will hit the level of Bitcoin that it's selling for that much for one of them,
yeah.
but I do think it's gonna knock on its door. I don't think it being at $100 a share is crazy.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
I mean, I'm just like I'm still in shock. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy more. And then I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do?
you're like, just buy it all up.
Yeah.
Just buy it all up. And then so we don't really learn a lot of that stuff growing up, and we certainly, cryptocurrency is relatively new, Miss Thing. So it's not like we would have learned about that.
Here, let me see if I can do it. Oh, which way? Can you see? Oh, nope.
A little bit over, yes. Okay, yes.
Yep.
Okay, yep,
I
yep.
bought
That's perfect.
more.
And hey, if it grows, it grows, right? The
Right.
other ones that have been growing big, before we get back into school and things like that, was this Ethereum. This
Mhm.
Ethereum was really good. The Bitcoin, Doge, and of course Litecoin. And for those of you, just to hit on the Dogecoin for one more thing and reason, I
Not
also think there's a
sponsored.
huge.
I don't know if we can.
It's not sponsored, but Doge, to the moon. No, but
To,
it's true.
to,
To 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 the moon. To the
to the moon.
moon.
To the moon.
Red velvet.
It's a peaches frosting.
Exactly. But it's also going really viral. People like Guy Fieri, Justin Bieber, Elon Musk are all investing in
Yeah,
Doge. So it's getting some legs. And it also is obviously all attached to this Doge meme, the doggy meme,
exactly.
which is so much momentum.
So I currently have, so when I first bought, I bought, let's see, let's look at this. Hmm. Wait, did I buy that many then? I don't know. I have a total of 150 right now. So 150 right now is equal to $40.83, 79. It's 70. Oh, it's 87.
It is seven.
I
No,
never
it
thought.
has.
So
And yeah, no, I think you can easily make money on this stuff these days. And I think so long as people aren't pumping it and dumping it, for lack of better
right.
words, they're
Mm,
fine.
mm,
Mm,
mm.
well,
Ouch.
ouchie mama. But you look at the charts on this Doge, and for the week, the month, the year, it's only gone up. So I think just continue believing. That sounds corny, but if you believe in it, it will happen. And I just continue seeing this number rise, which is just messing me up so severely. Oh, LPiddy is on.
I did mute. Oh, good.
You,
Thank God. I was,
wow, your new crop top muted you,
yes.
Miss Lang.
Yeah, but
Like close, close, close.
close.
No, it's not even close at all. It's like to
It's
her
a,
waist,
yeah.
which is not a crop top at all.
It's my legs, so it's just a t-shirt. I don't know. Um,
Just a t-shirt. Now, is it is it called t-shirt because of the shape it is? Like when
yeah,
you lay it down, it looks like a T. Is that why?
yeah, I think so. I'm
Got it.
pretty I'm like 78% sure.
Well, your response sounded like you're 100% sure because you came back. You say yes, 100%. Yes, sir.
Maybe
That's what it is.
80%, but I'm pretty sure it is the shape of the shirt. So I would show you, but my arm is not cooperating. So.
But real talk, wouldn't you think that a long sleeve shirt is more a tee than it is a short sleeve tee?
It's so short sleeve is lowercase t and a long sleeve is a capital T.
Girl,
I'm totally kidding.
well, what I was going to tell you, I'm like, the shirt I'm wearing right now is a lowercase t because it's a turtleneck.
Oh, cool.
But it's also short sleeve.
Oh, but that might be right. Like, I don't see why that wouldn't work. Like, lowercase t and then longer is a capital T. Uppercase.
Exactly. And then V-neck, obviously, because it's the shape of a V on your neck.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, exactly. And then M&M neck is just because you don't wash it correctly and it just looks wrinkled.
Yeah. It just gets that real loose collar.
Yeah.
I can't do a loose collar, to be honest. I need it to be choking me.
Really? Like, for me, I don't like it. I need it to be like, I need it loose. Just weirdly enough, so.
Blame it on the juice. That was my Lizzo.
M&Ms.
M&Ms. Yeah, M&M t-shirts are no good. But I think you're onto something here, little T, big T.
Yep. Holla.
Holla. Girl. Now, the other thing, speaking of tea, is, ooh, girl, most Americans, we've certainly suffered from it. We might be in the midst of it. We'll share. But it's credit cards and debt, right? We don't talk about that enough in schools.
Yes. Yes, like that just needs to be covered. Like my parents just told me, don't get them. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't listen.
Yeah, and I always, kind of speaking about the debt and then kind of what we were always taught, I always was told not to put anything into a savings account because you don't earn enough interest and then you pay taxes on it to not be. And so why am I putting money in the savings account? So this, again, stuff that we were talking about earlier. There's people who make just the interest alone is what they live on because it's so much freaking money, but you're right. Debt, credit cards, we don't learn nothing.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I'll be vocal about it. I am working with a debt relief program to help with my debt, which it's working great. I'm almost done. I'm getting there, got to make some payments and stuff like that. So, whoop, whoop, yeah, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
But recently, actually, just to help with like savings and stuff like that, I switched banks. Like, I'm in the process of being in between two banks right now. So,
ooh,
yes.
Sounds sexy.
Yes, sexy. So this is not an ad. I went to Chime. Like, I just kept seeing it, and like, my friend Elise, that
it's a bell, but it sounds like a chime.
No, what?
it's a bell, but
oh,
you get it.
I thought you were trying to say Elise's name a different way, and I'm like, no, she goes by Elise. I promise.
But we don't call her Chai Chai.
No, we don't.
Hey, Chai Chai, if you're listening.
Hey, girl. What up?
Hey, Chai Chai.
But I wanted, like, I like how they do the whole whatever you spend, like the dollar amount, it rounds it up and puts it in your savings and stuff like that. Like, I was looking for that. Plus, there's no maintenance fees and overdraft fees. Like, totally not an ad, but like, it's just super simple and stuff like that. So I want to try it out. But this is what Elise was doing. She has a Chime account and a different bank account, and she just has her money deposited into both. So right now I'm like reconfiguring my bills and being like, cool, I can start saving a little bit. Dope, So that's my plan because, your girl want to buy a house one day, have a humble abode, maybe make it an investment so she can travel more,
That's right. Well, that's another thing, right? Owning a home is equity, right? The second you own a home, you own money, essentially, especially if it has value, right? And you nailed it, Miss Girl. I mean, it's interesting you say that about bank accounts. I actually have a couple different bank accounts for lots of different reasons, but primarily just so that I know that I have this fear of whether there's money in it or not, you not being able to charge a card, or you going on vacation and being stuck somewhere, or your card stops and you can't get a hold of them to unfreeze it or whatever. So I am a little bit neurotic about debit accounts. And I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let it go to different places because, again, you could have an account just for your bills. You can have an account just for, fun money. And I'll give you an example. Everything that I invest, I have this little thing that I do with myself in a separate account, is everything that I invest is equal amounts to what I have fun with. So one thing I like to do is a gamble. I love a good slot machine. We've talked about it. But if I'm going to put $50 into a slot machine, I'm going to put $50 into my stock market account so that it goes someplace. So I always match it no matter what, so that I invest for the future while I have fun today. But it's very important for me to have fun today, right? I want to be clear about that. So I have to make sure that I invest. And sometimes it's like, oh my God, really, you're doing that? But yeah, I think it's a great idea. And that works for me. And so I think that's the key, right? You kind of figure out what works for you the more you learn. And like with anything, the more awareness you have of it, the smarter and better you become about it. You just, if I talk about something, I'm going to innately become better at it.
I don't know what happened behind you, but yeah.
Cookie coughs.
Oh,
Little
okay.
Cookie Monster cough. I did an abrupt turn on video.
The,
I said, and I'm done here.
yes. Well, that was the podcast. Okay, damn.
I guess that was it. But yeah, and I think that's a great idea, Miss Thang. Keeping it divided. Divide and conquer, Miss Thang. Keeping your money in good, smart places.
Amen.
And I think saving is so important. I have that same thing on one of my bank accounts where they kind of round up that did the next dollar amount and throw it in your savings account.
Yeah, exactly.
I just do this weird thing where at the end of the month I move it back into my checking account and manage to spend it.
Me, but it's a little different. Like I'll put in money into my savings. Just kidding, come back.
Yes, you were simply saving it for later.
Exactly.
You were simply saving it for the next week.
I'm going to give myself credit. I still saved for a few
You
hours.
were.
Yeah.
For a few hours. I do admire, we have some really good Judys who are really good savers. We have some really good Judys who are not such good savers. But I admire people who save. I really, just the ability, and that could be a whole nother episode, but I just wonder the psychology of saving, right? Like, is that something you innately learned? Is it something for your own security? What are the overarching things that let you save?
Save, like, how do you stay so passionate and committed to saving? Like, I can commit.
And then you see it there.
But I can't commit to saving.
I heard that. I can commit. I can commit. Okay.
Yep.
To coach.
Yep.
But it's up at the savings. But it's different because I also feel with my type of saving and my type of brain, I have a lot more fun investing in stock markets and retirement, right? Because there is fluctuation to it. So again, I think there's a lot to be said, like how you do it. You have to do it the way you do it. And like if you're not taught all of the different options, how are you supposed to know?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactamundo. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, yeah, that's finances. Like we're in our 30s and we're still confused. So if you're like listening to this, like, oh, know what the hell I'm doing with my finances, don't worry. We just didn't.
Nobody does.
Yeah, so learning.
Nobody has any fucking clue.
Yeah, so now that people are like, ooh, stocks are a thing? What? It's a cool thing? We're all jumping on it and stuff like that. We were on it before the pandemic, right?
True statement. Yeah, we were. Yeah, absolutely. So what's interesting is I actually sold some of my Dogecoin for less than a penny. I mean, before I went to Vegas last year, I sold a grip just to go, right? Because I was like, I don't need this money. This is not going anywhere. And it was still pennies on the dollar. Boy, do I regret that decision. And that's okay, right? Yep. But again, the more I spent, the more I put back into it. And, it's so important to have goals and get yourself there. And I hate to say it's important to think about retirement. Yeah. Even wherever you are in your life right now, you cannot guarantee that you're going to get a paycheck anywhere else.
So I want to know, I don't even know if I still have mine, but I don't think I have mine anymore.
Your Nokia, your sidekick?
Shut up. I don't have a sidekick. Ew. No.
Yeah.
Love a sidekick. What was your first stock that you bought?
I think the very first stock that I had bought, it's a toss-up. I can't remember if it was Coca-Cola or Apple.
Okay.
But it was one of the two, if I'm not mistaken. What about for you?
I think mine. So mine was technically the free one that you get through Robinhood. So that's the thing. If you want one, hit us up. But I think it was Fitbit. It was either Fitbit or oh gosh, I forgot the name. What's the company where you can get deals all around your community?
Groupon.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think Groupon.
Girl, yes.
Yes.
There was another competitor of Groupon there for a while, and I don't remember that. Living Social?
Was that them?
I think so. I don't
Love Groupon
know.
anyways. whatever. I'm pretty sure I sold them because I was planning on buying something, and then I was just like, oh, but these other stocks are looking good, so I just sold that one.
It is crazy. It just is mind-boggling how much money some people have. I've people have left their receipts after ATM. Oh my goodness,
Right.
I've seen someone with $71,000 in their.
GameStop this year.
Yes.
I had a coworker who bought it cheap, and I think he made like a couple $1,000s off of it this year. So if not more now. So I have no idea if he quit or not. He used to be
Yeah,
my
that one blew up.
yeah.
Yeah. The GameStop was going for $3-4, even people, and then I saw it one day over 300. I mean, it was
Mhm.
nuts how much it spiked.
So crazy.
And then there was that was the controversy on the controversy of all the stuff that was happening with Robinhood, right? Because they were kind of blocking stuff, and people
Mhm.
were upset by it. And it's like a lot of people lost a lot of money on that, but a
Yeah.
lot of
I'm
people
sorry, you
gained
better
too.
divert the helicopter. I live close to an airport. I just realized I probably should have said that. Don't come by me. You won't be
Don't
able to
come.
get in.
Yes, no, you will not.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miss Thing, I think it's really amazing, and I hope, I really feel like we're kind of on this new frontier where people are investing more.
Yeah.
I just feel
Exactly.
like people our age, even because it's and things like Robinhood. I mean, I'm certainly not endorsing them, but I do enjoy their platform for this reason: is you can invest with very little money. You have $1, you can invest $1, and I think
Mhm.
that's very cool to make that kind of stuff available to the general public, to the
Exactly.
muggles like all of
Yeah.
us.
Right. Like I went on a spending spree one night with like $3 and just bought like just shares of a stock. You know what I mean? Just to be like, oh,
Hmm.
got that. Oh, I got that. Oh, look, I'm a shareholder now. Like just little stuff.
Ho! She's a
Yeah, no.
shareholder. Ho!
Ooh.
That was my share impression. Thank you.
That's what I wanted to
Ho!
do.
Ho! I literally bought
Do you
shares.
even life after stocks?
Yes, I do. In fact, I believe in the best life after stocks because, girl, that's the way to do it.
Exactly. So you heard it here first. We're gonna be millionaires. Just kidding.
We, no,
Never-
not kidding. Completely accurate.
yeah. So you never know. Like if I wake up tomorrow and just see this as ballooned, I'm going to pee.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I do think it's going to continue going up. I do think let's ask a separate poll. Do you think Doge is going to continue rising, or do you think that it's on the decline? So I'm very
I
curious what the world thinks.
Yeah, I don't want to influence any people. I'm not like a smart stock person, a stockbroker. Is that what they're called?
Yes, but I don't think stockbrokers actually trade crypto. But I could be mistaken. I don't know. Would it be a crypto trader?
A crypto.
No, you know what? It would be a
I
crypt
thought of
keeper.
like Pokemon. Crypto, go! That's my
Crypto, go! That's right.
Dogecoin, go!
Dogecoin, go! Gear. No, that's true. But I'm very curious if it continues going. I'll share my opinion. I do think it's going to continue rising. I think us speaking about it, I think us talking about it rising innately makes it, not us specifically, but the world, right? Makes it rise.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. And yeah, we've been holding steady on this. So to see this kind of growth is crazy. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. So
It
yeah,
is absolutely wild.
yeah.
And speaking of wild, LPiddy, that's all the wild shit we never learn in school.
Yep.
But there's also been some really wild stuff happening on television, Miss Thing.
Oh, I have been trying to avoid. I haven't been on Twitter a lot just to avoid spoilers or anything like that because I might follow a couple drag queens that I have not watched the season of yet. So,
That's exactly right. You're
yep.
talking, of course, about.
Ruh, 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 ruh. Oh, are we still finding it? Oh,
It's playing.
I can't hear it. Nope, can't hear it.
When.
Hopefully you guys can hear it, but yeah, I sure can. I mean, I can hear your voice perfect. So, with that being
Thank you.
said, RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag
So
Race.
we all know, we've heard you loud and clear, folks. We
Yep.
know that you guys love when we talk about RuPaul. And what we're going to do is I am going to gift my wonderful co-host and confidant, and my bestie, Miss LPiddy, the entire season of season 13 of RuPaul's Drag
Oh gosh, I'm so oh my
Now,
god.
now what's crazy is so the entire season 13 is about to be wrapped up. It
Yep.
looks like the finale is going to be before our next episode, which you guys know we're coming at you guys regular. The next episode is going to be Wednesday, the 28th of April. And we are going to task Miss LPiddy, so long as she agrees, with watching the entire season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race, the finale, and the reunion before the 28th.
I forgot about the reunion. Okay.
Yeah, those will both air before. So I think that the reunion is tomorrow, and then next week is the finale.
Okay. I 100% accept your challenge because
The audience goes crazy.
because it won't take me too long to watch a whole season of RuPaul's Drag Race. I've done it before.
Yes, you have. Yeah, no, and I'm really excited to talk to you about this season. You know, our good Judy, Sam, and Omar, of course, they watch. My boo thing and I, we watch as well, and I'm so excited to get you back.
I watch as well. His name is Federico this time.
Federico this time.
Yeah,
that's his last name.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Federico.
It's French.
But Miss Girl, it is so important because you do love the world of drag. We've always talked about drag. Of course, we've been to DragCon, et cetera, et cetera.
Maybe
but
a
I
drag
think it's going to be really fun.
About to kick off. I'm just waiting on approval on something. So, yes.
Ooh, the APP RuPaul. That's approval.
Approval.
Come on, approval chain. But yeah, Miss Thing. So we are going to dedicate the entire next episode. So episode number 70 will be all about RuPaul's Drag Race season 13.
Yes, indeed. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to watch it so hard. Now, if any of you guys have anything you'd like me to ask Miss LPiddy, make sure you follow us, of course, hashtag that podcast, all over social media, and ask the question, get your voice heard here on the pod.
Yes, please do not try to at me and ask me directly. I'm going to ignore social media as best as possible and not check my mentions. But, you know, I'll forget, got a little short-term memory loss. So I might look. So don't do it.
You might just look. So what I would love if you could do, LPiddy, during the first episode, if you could text me your favorite.
Okay.
After the first episode, and then we'll just kind of see where that rides as you finish up the seasons. But I can't wait. I'll of course be watching alongside you for another round, and we will talk all about season 13 on episode 70, which again is slated for 2 weeks from yesterday.
I already have a favorite only because I was following her before she was cast on RuPaul, and that is Candy Muse. So
yes. So Candy Muse, I will tell you, is one of my favorite queens. I think that's a controversial opinion, but I do love Candy Muse.
Yes, I know there was like I saw like trending topics and like she did something, and I know her current placement, I think. So, well, that's spoiling it. My bad.
Hold on. Spoiler alert.
So, but yeah, she's my favorite. I think she's hilarious and memeable. So I love seeing her memes and stuff like that. So right now it's her, but I'm super excited. Oh, I'm also excited to see Milk. Got Milk.
Yeah, so she used to be Got Milk, but now she's Got Mick. I think that was probably some trademark stuff. But she, I don't know if you know this, but of course, she is the first transgender contestant on the race.
That is
officially,
why
right?
I was like, go ahead, yes.
Yes. So I think that's a great thing that we're going to be doing, and I can't wait for you to watch. Stay hydrated, drink all the water out of the Nalgene that you can.
I will
make sure that you're hydrated.
To take notes. I'm actually going to make a section now to begin my season 13 notes, so I don't this is going to be a homework assignment. I'm taking this for real. This is a book report, but instead it is not.
It is not at all, Miss Thing. And so what's interesting about this season, we've actually had a lot of different episodes. So this season will have 16 episodes in total.
Okay, and I have an inkling of it being a whole different season, a whole different format.
Oh, so there's a medicine.
Inkling. Inkling.
My inkling. My inkling. My inkling. Ling, 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 ling.
Inkling, ling, ling. So yeah, I know that something's different about this this episode season. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And actually, no, you're right. I think there's some twists and turns that aren't in the others. However, there's also a 17th episode, which is kind of I'll call it a docu-series episode, which kind of walks you through the Queen's journey during a COVID filming.
Okay, cool. Oh,
Because it's pretty fascinating because, right, these queens are the first queens to film during quarantine.
right.
And again, this was last year in the midst of the pandemic. How
Well,
crazy.
didn't we also have to do this with UK, RuPaul's UK? Like, weren't they also? They had to pause filming too.
I think you're right. I'm not positive about that, but I think you're exactly right on that.
So I don't. I would love to know. I would love to know.
What I would love to know if they really did that.
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, Miss Thing. So we're going to talk about that, and then the next episode after that, of course, we'll get into. But we have some really fun episodes lined up for you. A lot of different stuff for us. We're trying some new stuff. We're throwing shit against the wall and see if it sticks.
Yep.
Hopefully, it's like spaghetti.
Right, exactly. So we know that it's done. Also, we have some fun guests joining us here soon too. So make sure you are listening for that. We are so excited to be back, and we're so excited to bring you new quality content. Oh my God.
Quality, yeah.
Yes.
Now, we're going to ask another last and final poll question. So we'll have 3 poll questions. Of course, we'll talk about how you pronounce Nalgene or Nalgene. We'll, of course, ask if you guys think that Doge is rising. And last but not least is, did you watch this season of Drag Race? Yay or nay? So we'll ask that question as well. We'll have lots of follow-ups. So definitely tune into episode 70, where we will give you all the answers to this and more. And more. Well, my friends, my name is Jon Jon.
I am LPiddy.
And this is hashtag.
Oh, hashtag that podcast. I forgot our hashtag. Where did it go? Oh my God.
There you go. Until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye. Let me stop recording.